Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today I'm just doing another NWO opening, and it is the second part of the Jimmy Hart story arc. We did the first part in the last video. I've got my Jimmy Hart legs here, ready to go. I've got my Dakota Kai here, and I'm going to put her on the back before I inevitably knock her off. And today we are going to build up the next piece of Jimmy, which is the torso, of course, and that means we have to open Earthquake. Now, as I said in the preliminary video in the series, this is a bit of a mixed bag figure. It's not the Earthquake I wanted, but it's the Earthquake I got. I actually paid £18.50 for this, I think, to get it with Sergeant Slaughter when the Entertainer were doing a deal where they put the price up to £25 and did buy one, get one half price. To get them both for £18.50, I was like, yeah, okay. Because I thought the Sergeant Slaughter was going to sell out anyway. Turns out if I'd waited a bit longer, I could have got the Sergeant Slaughter as was, and definitely got this later for probably about like 13 quid in the end, really, on eBay and stuff. Probably still could. But yeah, you know, it's cool to have. He's got the double jointed elbows, so I'm assuming he's going to have the same skin tone as the older, like the WWF champion version of Earthquake. If not, that'll be a shame, but if so, I'm going to harvest those elbows for my other Earthquake, the Earthquake attire I would prefer to use. That being said, it's a bit of an unconventional attire, but it's not bad. It's still pretty interesting. We got Earthquake there. We got the cartoony picture of him on the side. Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. I mean, if we factor in that Yokozuna is actually from Samoa and not Japan, they were going through the colonies in these in this wave, weren't they? Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. 6'7", but we'll get into that in a minute. 468 pounds. Earthquake Splash is the finisher. After the Canadian Earthquake entered the 1990 Royal Rumble match, it took 5 superstars to finally eliminated the big man. I shit you not. It's been a long time since we found a spelling error on the box, and that's most of the reason why I wish the UK boxes had bios on the back. I don't really know why this wave does, but okay. Again, we know the rest of the wave. I feel like they don't normally do this, where it kind of tracks which figure it actually is in the thing. It's got this kind of comic book panel as well, fitting the Royal Rumble 2022 thing. But yeah, that's more or less everything to waffle on about, so let's get into him. So this was the only one of the 4 that I got from the Entertainer. The other 3 I got from a toy hunt in Smith's, which you can watch via the cards in the end screen. Oh, just thought there was something loose in the box, but it was just a piece of cardboard. Again, we've got the comic book backing card. We've got Jimmy Hart's bright pink jacket, expertly folded over. I believe this is exactly how you get them served in Moss Bros. And we also have the Jimmy Hart torso with removable cummerbund. So if you had only purchased this figure, you would have a removable cummerbund that Earthquake could use as a weapon. You just hit someone with, as Michael Cole would have said back in the day, that steel-plated cummerbund. Anyway, we've got some tags in here, and then I'm going to talk about the next gripe with this figure, and the next reason why I kind of wanted to get rid of this. I mean, there's just not an awful lot of space there for cutting those ties. Okay, I think that'll do. I've just kind of hacked at it until it snapped. Damn, he's strong. Same tactic. Come on. Yes. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about that ab joint. Rah. Okay. Gonna get them hands out. So, no accessories with the actual earthquake, just the interchangeable hands and the parts for Jimmy Hart, which we will get into a little bit later. Now, this is how the figure is looking out of the box. It's alright. My initial complaint, and I noticed this straight away on the mail opening when I received this from the entertainer. Bless my mum, I can't be mad at her interrupting the video when she's made me a cuppa. Because I ordered this on the entertainer in panic, thinking that the Sergeant Slaughter was going to kind of sell out, I ordered this online. And when I received it, it has kind of scratches all over the crotch. As if, I don't know how well that's showing up, as if, you know, someone's like been hacking at it to get it out of the box or something. Doesn't look good. Doesn't matter so much because I don't plan to use this earthquake. Now, my second impression is that this thing is massive. Like, this thing is just, this is a lump of action figure right now. Like, it's heavy, it's chunky, it's so tall. And we'll get into that a little bit more in a sec. He also has like a little ding on the top of his head as well. I don't know if you can see that just above the eye. Probably see it better there. But other than that, the head scan is pretty bob on. That's John Tenter. The Canada flag isn't too bad. We've got like a little mark. Nope, not anymore, we don't. The Canada flag's pretty good. I did see ones that had like kind of like scratches through it and stuff like that. So, you know, it could have been worse in that regard. I was literally tempted when these got reduced to £10 in Smiths, which I've only just remembered when I was talking about the price of this guy earlier. I was tempted to buy another one, swap it with this one, and then sit on this one for a few years. Probably a good thing I didn't, because I've done that with a lot of figures in the end. Like, things I've planned to keep that have now been listed on eBay, but yeah. There's not an awful lot else to talk about this figure. We've got the Canada flags on the boots. We could team him up for like a Canada team with that Chase Trish Stratus if we ever actually bought one. We've got the tattoo on his arm, of course, that's very nice. I'm not convinced that this is going to be the same skin tone as the Earthquake I already have, which I, in my infinite wisdom, didn't dig out in preparation for this video. I hope they are the same colour, but if not, it's not the end of the world, I suppose. Willow. I always thought that with things like Earthquake's egg in a bun, as an action figure designer, it's like how much, like how little hair on there is offensive. You know, how accurate do you go? Do you go by the strand? You know, I don't know. Other than that, this figure's in pretty good condition. You know, so we'll get into a joint check. It feels pretty good, to be honest. It's so hefty. I can't really see how any of the joints could be loose. But yeah, so Shush Willow. That is the stiffest head I've come across yet. And that's not the hair. That's not the hair holding it in place, because you can see that it isn't moving enough for the hair to touch the figure. That is one stiff head. That, like, yeah. Okay. Shoulders are looking good because they're both pointing inwards, which means we probably have the full range of motion on them, which is good. His arms actually look really short. They are really short. I mean, your arms should come down to about there, really. I mean, I guess maybe if it was flatter. Yeah, his arms look a bit short. But that's alright though, because it means it might scale better with the Earthquake we're going to swap those arms onto. We're going to do a bicep swivel. I mean, it's ironic, really, because we don't really... I mean, haystacks might need the shoulders. Double jointed elbow. It's alright, it's not bad. And the interchangeable hand is fine for now. I don't know how often I would be changing the hands on an Earthquake, to be honest. I can't see him being in many sort of hardcore matches. It doesn't sit all that flush off to the side. It's maybe my only complaint there, but the shoulder is fine on this side as well. The bicep swivel is okay, and the elbow joint is pretty good. That hand is fine for now. Both hands do feel like they will get loose as soon as you pull that hand out and swap it over though. Now the ab joint I was concerned about, there is a bit of a flick there. I'm actually starting to think that this is just common for figures, like that they do feel a bit loose, but actually, you know, they do hold the shape. It's not massive range of motion there, you know. It's just, it's up and it's down. Maybe it doesn't matter if that's loose or not because you're not getting an awful lot out of it. But I don't know. It's not a big deal, I guess. I don't know how much you would be using it. The waist is okay. Leg up. And knee. Nice and thick. His boots are huge, man. Boot swivel and the toe. Is it going to move? I'm going to bet no. No, it is. Leg up. Knee out. Boot cut. And the toe doesn't move either. Alright, cool. So in terms of joints and everything, that is pretty good. But now I'm going to tell you what I mean by the scale of this figure, right? Because I can't undersell how big this figure is. So I'm going to show you how big this figure is instead. So this is my trusty reference Andre the Giant, who is that much taller than someone who should be about 5 inches shorter than him. And this is just a basic Andre as well, so this isn't exactly, I mean, he apparently can't stand up. So this isn't exactly the best kind of reference to use, but, you know, I feel like Andre is the ideal person to show it. And that is why we are looking at using him as haystacks, because no one is scaled to that size at all. Here's him next to Mark Coleman. He's actually the same size as a Jax Deluxe. That's interesting. Who's like a standard size? Road Dogg's fairly standard size. I think Road Dogg's about 6'2", 6'3". He's an entire head shorter than Earthquake. Is there anyone here? Oh, Papa Shango's about 6'7", isn't he? Pop your hat off. I think he's about 6'6". Oh man, I've jammed that hat right on. But, you know, you can infer where the hat ends. Yeah. Yeah, even with the hat on. Look at that. And just for funsies, same with the Dakota Kai. Just for funsies. Actually, first of all, before we go to funsies, let's scale him to reference Andre's best friend. I just knocked the entire camera set up trying to get reference Andre's best friend, reference Chris Sabin. Now these Toy Biz figures are tiny compared to some other lines. So one of my favourite things to do is compare them to figures that are way bigger than them. And if there's loads of dust flying around in the camera, I do apologise. That is part of me knocking the whole camera thing over a second ago. That's ridiculous. And finally, one last one. Just have a quick compare to Hornswoggle. Oh, that's let's not do that. So yeah, all in all, bit of a mixed bag. Scale is atrocious. Double jointed elbows, big plus. Singlet, not the most interesting, but interestingly, you know, different. It's definitely different. I would, you know, probably have waited for some kind of greatest hits remake now. I know he's getting a Natural Disasters one, but yeah, I probably wouldn't have jumped to buy this nowadays, but I don't think this is a bad figure. And that being said, I do like to end my unboxings by talking about what this guy's going to do in my figure fed. So at some point he will definitely have like title pushes and stuff like that. I do love John Tenter. I think he is a sorely underappreciated wrestler. I also intend for him to appear in Ultimate Fist as one of the sumo competitors at some point, so we'll probably get that up at some stage. The momentum for that just fell out. I have a handful of matches I still want to do. Mark Coleman, for example, and Earthquake. We'll get some of those done. But now, to bring the video to a close, we are going to continue the construction of our Jimmy Hart. So, part 1 was legs. That's our construction. Legs. And now we're going to sorely hope that by some miracle this clicks in easier than my oh, I've dropped the God, there's going to be a lot of editing in this one. Stay for the outtakes today, guys. Stay for the outtakes, trust me. I'm sorely tempted to just sack off Jimmy Hart and ram these legs up Mean Gene, because I still haven't been able to get the legs out of Rick Rude to give to Mean Gene from the Dusty Rhodes unboxing. But by the grace of God, he's hoping this goes in a bit better. That's just clicked right in. That's where, how did it, upside down. Or do I need to put it on the other way? Do I need to put it on when his legs are off? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I see where this is going. Oh, 0 out of 10. I mean, that must be the right way up, surely. Oh, don't like this. Oh, I done goofed, guys. I done goofed. Shit. I'll fix that off camera. And now the folded up jacket on the disembodied torso of Jimmy Hart. There we go. And we'll pop that behind us. If you didn't check it out already, check out the Dakota Kai video. Subscribe for the Biggie and Yokozuna ones, which will be out relatively soon. Please do like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you thought of it, and do check out the content in the end screen. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye. Reference Andre's best friend. Reference Chris Sabin. Oh, the interruptions are strong on this one.